government's chief drugs advisor has given a heavy hint that the party drug Mephedrone could soon be banned. Mephedrone, also known as MCAT or Meow Meow, is manufactured as a plant fertilizer. It's been linked to a spate of recent deaths among young people. Professor Les Iverson, chairman of the Advisory Council on the Misuse of Drugs, was giving evidence to the Commons Home Affairs Select Committee. With occasional noises off from a banged microphone, Professor Iverson recounted the various steps the Council was taking to investigate the drug, prompting this slightly impatient intervention from the committee's chairman.
If you would have known about these dangers for the last year, if this drug has been banned in 5 countries, if it's still readily available, they're waiting for the bureaucracy of letters going from you to the Home Secretary, of working parties and evidence sessions taking place when everyone agrees that this drug is very dangerous. It is being used in Britain at this moment. It is available on the internet. There are websites where you can purchase it. Surely we would expect more from the Advisory Council and the government than just waiting for a report to be concluded.
And we have as a policy in our drugs legislation that we only act when we have gathered together sufficient scientific medical evidence for a drug's harmfulness, and we're in the process of doing that, Chair. We do not have the latitude that some other countries have of placing an immediate temporary ban on import, as has been done in some European countries.
Do you think that this should be banned straight away? Obviously, this is a personal view.
I'm here as the chairman of the Advisory Council and not yet giving my personal view. I would say, however, as a personal view, as a pharmacologist, these drugs are amphetamines by another name, and I know that amphetamines are harmful, so I think you could deduce my conclusion from that.
I think we will be writing following the session to the Home Secretary about these matters. We just think the delay is most unsatisfactory given the dangers that are inherent. Mr. Davis.
Maybe I missed something there, Professor Iverson, but you said that we don't have the latitude of other countries to bring in an immediate ban. Why is that exactly?
That you have to ask the Home Secretary. That's legislation, it's not my purview.
But if another country can do it, why can't we just say this is dangerous, we're banning it?
We don't have that power, as I understand it, in the drugs legislation.
We can explore that later on in the session. With Bob Russell.
Following on the chairman's line of questioning, is it feasible for the council to conduct evidence reviews which necessarily take several months when it only takes one high-profile drug-related death, as we have an example, for there to be immediate calls to ban a substance?
I still have to do my job of providing an evidence-based case. I can't indulge in knee-jerk reflexes to whatever events happen. Of course, it's tragic to have drug-related deaths. We all know and feel very deeply for the parents of those children. But I can't base the UK's drug policy on media responses.
Like you, I'm making the point that necessarily agreeing with it, because if I had anything to show that all illegal drugs would be banned, but I can't have that power. So is the council's considered advice always going to be overtaken by events in this way, or do you think you can hold the line as you've indicated?
I don't think it has been overtaken in this case. The Home Secretary has made it very clear in his statements that he's awaiting advice from the Advisory Council. The Home Secretary and the Advisory Council, as you may know, had a joint meeting face-to-face in November last year, which we agreed on a set of working principles that we could operate together with the Home Office rather better than the Advisory Council had been up to that point. One of the principles was that the Home Secretary of the day would not prejudge issues by issuing his decision in advance of any advice received from the Advisory Council. And the present incumbent, Alan Johnson, has adhered very stringently to that policy, I'm glad to say.
So if I understand what you said, the Advisory Council is resolute that it is not going to be steamrolled into making hasty decisions?
Yes, but I also said that we hope to be in a position by Monday next week to make a recommendation to the Home Secretary. I can't tell you what that recommendation is because the Council has already met to make its decision, but we have a draft report virtually ready.
I'm most grateful. Thank you.
Lord Mandelson is not the Home Secretary yet, but he told the BBC on the 17th of March that the government was looking at this. He didn't actually mention the advisory council in respect to mephedrone, but he said the government will be looking at this very, very speedily indeed.
And what Lord Mendelson said...
Absolutely. But you hope your report will go to the Home Secretary on Monday?
Yeah, I report to the Home Secretary. The Home Secretary has said very clearly on a number of occasions that he is awaiting our advice before he comes to a decision.